Hi, today we will talk about every chess tactic, so take a notebook and write it down and you will always win. The first tactic in chess is fork. A fork in chess is a tactic where a single piece, usually a knight or queen, attacks two or more important pieces of the opponent at the same time. This tactic can lead to winning a piece or gaining a position advantage. Here are some of the benefits of using fork tactics in chess. Winning material. A fork can allow you to take on attacked opponents' pieces, which will result in a material gain. For example, if your knight attacks two rooks at the same time, you can take one of them in the next move, creating an advantage in the position. Even if a fork does not lead to a material gain, it can help you gain a position advantage. For example, using a fork. The next tactic in chess is decoy. The deck tactic in chess is to place your piece on a certain square to catch the opponent's attention or to force him to make a move that is beneficial to you. Here are some of the advantages of using the deck tactic in chess. Trapping your opponent. Using the deck can force your opponent to take a piece that looks favorable to him, but actually results in a loss of material or a positional advantage for you. Distraction. Placing a piece in the deck can distract your opponent's attention from more important parts of the board or from the plans you are preparing. Improving positions. Sometimes a deck can be used to improve your position on the board by forcing your opponent to make a move. The next tactic in chess is overload. The overload tactic in chess is the intentional overloading of the opponent, or forcing his pieces or squares to perform an excessive number of tasks, which leads to winning material or gaining other advantages. Here are some of the benefits of using overload tactics in chess. Winning material. This tactic allows you to attack multiple pieces at the same time in an attempt to overwhelm your opponent. If he can't defend all his pieces, you can take one of them, gaining an advantage in material. Creating advantages in position. Using overload can also help you gain a position advantage by forcing your opponent to spend time and resources defending his pieces. The next tactic in chess is underpromote. The underpromote tactic in chess is to choose a less obvious option for replacing a pawn with a new piece when reaching the last row of the opposite side of the board. Instead of turning the pawn into a queen, as is usually done, the player chooses a knight, rook, or officer. Here are some of the benefits of using the underpromote tactic in chess. Creating surprise. Using an underpromote can surprise your opponent as they may not be expecting the move. This can make him think about new possibilities and change his game plan. Creating strategic advantages. Choosing a less obvious option during the underpromote can have strategic advantages for your position. For example, a knight or rook can be used for attack or defense, depending on the needs of the position. The next tactic in chess is smothering. The tactic of smothering in chess is to create a situation where the opponent's king is surrounded by his own pieces, or by opponent's pieces that have sufficient mobility to make a check. The main idea is to make the opponent's king so surrounded that he cannot move to any of his safe squares, which leads to his checkmate. Here are some of the benefits of using smothering tactics in chess. Creating mate threats. Smothering creates excessive pressure on the opponent's king, giving him no opportunity to escape. This can lead to a mate threat that requires the opponent to make very limited or even impossible defensive moves. Control over the board. The use of smothering tactics allows you to focus on controlling the center of the board, as well as mobilizing pieces to attack the king. This creates an advantage in the struggle for positional control and initiative. The next tactic in chess is pin. A pin tactic in chess is when one of your opponent's pieces is fixed on the board by attacking a more valuable piece behind it. The main idea is to keep the opponent's piece in place, or to force the opponent to limit the movements of their pieces, which leads to creating advantages for you. Here are some of the benefits of using pin tactics in chess. Winning material. A pin can lead to a material gain because the opponent's held piece becomes unprotected and becomes an easy target for attack. This can allow you to take that piece in the next turn or use it as an important attacking object. Control over the board. The use of pins allows you to control your opponent's movements, as he is forced to restrict the movements of pieces to protect the held piece. This can help you focus on developing your own position and implement your plans. The next tactic in chess will be Skewer. The Skewer tactic in chess is to attack one piece with another, more valuable piece behind it. The main goal is to force the opponent to move or lose the more valuable piece. Here are some of the benefits of using Skewer tactics in chess. Gaining material. A Skewer can lead to a material gain, because the opponent is forced to move a valuable piece to avoid losing a less valuable piece. This can allow you to take a valuable piece in your opponent's next move. Creating a threat. A Skewer can create threats for the opponent, forcing him to spend time and resources to defend valuable pieces. This can lead to a waste of time or even mistakes in responses. The next tactic in chess will be Windmill. The Windmill tactic in chess is a type of combination in which the rook or queen constantly attacks the opponent's king, forcing it to move at all, while other pieces strike, defend the king, or create threats. The main idea is to use the interaction between the pieces to continue a series of attacks and make profitable moves. Here are some of the benefits of using windmill tactics in chess. Winning material. The windmill often leads to a material gain, as the opponent is forced to move his king at all to avoid the mate. During this time, you can perform an attack and take the pieces that are left unprotected. Creating a threat to the mate using the windmill can create a series of mate threats, forcing your opponent to move his king at all to avoid a loss. This opens up the possibility for new attacks and the development of the attacking initiative. The next tactic in chess will be mating net. The mating net tactic in chess is a strategy aimed at creating a network of attacks that surrounds the opponent's king and ensures its checkmate. The main goal is to force the opponent's king to stay in the center of the board or limit its movements so that it can be mated. Here are some of the benefits of using the mating net tactic in chess. Creating controlled pressure. Mating no allows you to control the center of the board and your opponent's movements by forcing his king to be missing or restricted in movement. This creates an advantage in controlling the game and initiative. Creating threats to the mat. Creating a network of attacks allows you to create a mate threat that forces the opponent to spend his resources on defending the king. This can distract him from his strategic plans and allow you to take the advantage in the game. The next tactic in chess will be Perpetual. Perpetual checkmate is a situation in chess where one side constantly checkmates the opponent, preventing him from breaking this cycle, thereby ensuring a draw result, or even the possibility of winning the game according to the rules of 3 repetitions. Perpetual checkmate usually occurs in situations where both sides' kings are trapped or restricted on the board, and one side can constantly move from one check to another, preventing the opponent from checkmating or losing their pieces.